All right, let's dive into one of the oldest and, let's be honest, most fun guessing games out there. Is it a boy or a girl? We are going to try and crack the code on all those popular signs and old wives' tales that you have probably heard a million times by now. So here's the big question. Could your body already be dropping little hints? From those sudden weird cravings to the way your belly is starting to take shape. A lot of people believe the signs are right there. You just have to know what you're looking for. But, how much of this is just for fun and how much of it is actually based in fact? Well, here's the thing. While most of these are just tales, it turns out that at least one of them has this, well, a really fascinating and unexpected connection to actual science. So let's get into it. Okay, we're going to start with the big one, morning sickness. And this is where things get genuinely interesting, because it's one of the very few signs where what people have been saying for generations and what scientists are observing, they kind of seem to line up. Okay, so check this out. The myth, right? It says that really bad nausea means you're having a girl. Well, the science says that some studies have found that women carrying girls often have higher levels of a hormone called HCG, and that's the exact hormone that causes all that nausea. So it kind of makes sense. More hormones could mean you feel it a lot more. It's a surprisingly direct link. But, and this is a big but, it is so important to remember this is just a correlation. It's not a guarantee. There are plenty of women carrying boys who have a really, really tough time with morning sickness too. So, think of it as a fun little hint, not some kind of hard and fast rule. All right, let's get into the classic tales. Now, these don't really have the science to back them up, but they stick around for a reason. And that reason is that for so many people, their own personal experience feels like all the proof they need. Oh yeah, you know these ones, right? Are you craving ice cream and chocolate around the clock? It must be a girl. Can't get enough salty chips? Gotta be a boy. Are you suddenly breaking out? Well, the old saying is that a little girl is stealing your beauty. And of course, there's the belly shape. Carrying high means a girl, carrying low means a boy. Now, medically, that's all about your muscle tone and where the baby's hanging out, but the stories are just so powerful. And this really gets to the heart of why these myths just don't go away. I mean, sure, science blames hormones for your cravings and your skin changes, but so many women who've had both boys and girls will swear on anything that their pregnancies felt totally, completely different from each other. That kind of real-world pattern, it's powerful. It's really hard to just ignore that. And believe me, the list just keeps going. Some people will tell you that pregnancies with girls bring on way more exhaustion and bigger mood swings. Others notice their hair gets all thick and healthy with a boy, or that boys deliver these sharp, punchy kicks while girls have more of a gentle, rolling movement. Again, it's all based on what people see and feel, not on scientific proof. Okay, so we've talked about the nausea theory that actually has some science behind it, and we've covered all those fun anecdotal tales, but what if I told you there's another super popular belief that, shockingly, has some real research that backs it up? Let's talk about heartburn. The old wives' tale is pretty simple. If you have just awful, relentless heartburn, your baby is going to be born with a full head of hair. It sounds completely random, I know, but it turns out there is a wild connection here. So how in the world does this work? Well, it's basically a hormonal chain reaction. First, you get this huge surge of pregnancy hormones, like progesterone. Now, these hormones relax your muscles, and that includes the little valve in your esophagus, which, leads to heartburn. But here's the absolute kicker. Those exact same hormones are also thought to play a big role in your baby's hair growth. It's crazy, right? One cause, two totally different effects. And now, to bring it all back to gender prediction, some women have reported, just anecdotally, that they had way more intense heartburn when they were carrying girls. The theory floating around is that this could be because of even higher hormone levels, which connects right back to what we were talking about with nausea. It's a pretty intriguing idea, isn't it? Okay, and finally, let's look at a sign that isn't physical at all. It's that quiet, nagging feeling that you just know. We are talking about the power of maternal intuition. So this isn't about analyzing what you're craving or the shape of your belly. Nope, we're talking about something way deeper here. A gut feeling that you can't really explain, but it just feels certain. Now I know, this probably sounds like pure myth, but get this. There's a pretty surprising statistic out there. Some studies have suggested that when moms guess based on intuition alone, they're right more than 50% of the time. Think about that. That's statistically better than just flipping a coin. So what on earth could be going on? Well, one theory is that your body is going through such incredibly complex changes, hormonally, physically, that your brain is picking up on these super subtle differences subconsciously. You might not be able to point to one specific thing, but your body just feels different. And that feeling translates into this quiet sense of knowing. So, of course, let's be real. None of this stuff replaces an ultrasound or a medical test. That's still the only way to know for sure. But analyzing all the little symptoms and making a guess, that is a huge part of the fun and the excitement of the whole journey.
Which brings us to our final question for you. After hearing all of this, forget the symptoms for just a second. What does your gut, your intuition tell you? It's kind of fun to wonder if that little voice just might be right.